What's one item everyone should have in their car? Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy. Thanks. Story 1. Seriously, a dashcam. Story 2. Some kind of disposable paper like a napkin, Kleenex, baby wipes, even an old shop towel. Nothing worse than needing to blow your nose in your car and you have nothing at all to use. Story 3. First aid kit. Story 4. A licensed competent driver. Story 5. Jumper cables. Story 6. A blanket. Shock from a traumatic injury can cause a sharp drop in body temperature. Story 7. Seatbelt cutter with a window smasher on the end in case of accidents. I have a duffel bag of survival gear my mom got me when I first started driving that I've held onto because you never know. Story 8. Credence tapes. Story 9. Flashlight. They are cheap, can be stored for years, and take up little space. It's better to have one and not need it than need one and not have it. Story 10. Explosives. You're stuck in a flipped car. Explosives. You're too cold. Explosive as you're stuck in front of that one guy who is chasing you because you allegedly broke into his house and raided his bedroom for a magenta Hot Wheel. Explosives. Story 11. An umbrella. Story 12. Pack of water and a blanket. Story 13. A portable tire inflator. Use it to check, top up my tires before every road trip just in case. You can do it at one of those gas station ones, but for $30 it's great peace of mind. Story 14. Emergency cash. I keep like 40 United States dollars. Story 15. A towel. My dog loves to swim and run through any puddle he can find. It's also nice to have in case you get caught in some rain. Story 16. Definitely a steering wheel. Story 17. Hand sanitizer in a pump bottle. 'Cause it's a dangerous world out there. Story 18. Fire extinguisher. Story 19. Waterproof rain poncho in case you break down in the rain. Story 20. Jumper cables. Story 21. Multi-phone charger. Story 22. Ice scraper, or that one spray that de-ices glass on contact. Story 23. Gas. Story 24. Hands-free vent clip for their phone. I see way too many people staring down at their hand, crotch, cup holder while driving. They are cheap and I feel like it makes my driving safer. Story 25. It used to be a law in my country that you had to have a small fire extinguisher. Individually it was not amazing, but there was culturally something about knowing that every car in the street had high chances of containing an extinguisher. During that time I've watched several events where people needed them, car crash resulting in small fire, trash on fire reaching a parking lot, and a kitchen that caught fire and everyone on the street got their small extinguishers and joined to fight it before firefighters had time to arrive. Especially in this day with electric vehicles, having an all-purpose fire extinguisher seems important. Story 27. Fire extinguisher. Story 28. If you live in a place that gets snow and ice, a bag of kitty litter can be helpful in getting your car unstuck if you pour it underneath the tires. Story 29. Clam chowder in a Sordo bowl. Story 30. Nothing, I live near SF. Story 31.1. Tourniquet. Preferably one inside of a good first aid kit. 2. Glass breaker. In the unlikely event you get stuck in the car as it's going underwater, a glass breaker / seatbelt cutter combo tool can get you out safely. If you have electric windows, a tiny amount of water can disable the electronic door locks and window buttons. A spring-loaded glass breaker will make short work of it. Even if you don't have a specialized spring-loaded glass breaker, something that comes to a sharp point like a screwdriver that can be used to break the glass out can save your life. 3. Emergency blanket. The Mylar ones that look like aluminum foil cost like $2 to $3. If your car breaks down and it's snowing out, you can use it to stay warm far longer than just running the heater in the car will last. The shiny foil-looking side reflects your body heat back at you, and you can use it to trap heat from the car around your body core. The more expensive ones are a little better and less likely to rip, but even the cheap ones are better than nothing. Even if you don't get an emergency blanket, a normal quilt in the trunk isn't a bad idea either. For a lighter, a lot of cars come without cigarette lighters now apparently. In an emergency, you could try rigging something up using your car battery to start a fire to either stay warm or signal someone. Or you could just flick a Bic. Lighters cost 50 cents. It's not a big investment and it might save your life. 5. Flashlight. This one requires a little more maintenance than everything else I said, as you'll have to change the batteries every once in a while even if you don't use it. A cheap 1-2 LED flashlight can help immensely in a lot of situations. From having a flat and needing to see to change it to locking yourself out of your house, or needing to signal someone for help so you don't get hit on the highway, or needing to look for a key you drop that bounces under the car or into a ditch. This one can be as simple as a cocaine flashlight you put on the car keys. Headlamp is even better because you can either be hands-free or use it like a normal flashlight if need be. Story 33, tire pump that runs off the 102. Story 34, sober drivers. Story 35, a towel. Douglas Adams joke aside, great for emergencies, great for covering your lap when you eat in the car, always useful. Story 36, something to break a window. Story 37, tow ropes. Story 38, brakes are nice I hear. Story 39, flashlight. Story 40, a battery reading light, one with a clip and gooseneck. Asterisk incredibly asterisk useful for any task that needs light. Story 41, I haven't seen anybody mention this but sunglasses. You really don't want to be caught with the full blast of the sun in your eyes while you're driving. It can seriously blind you for long enough for an accident to happen. Story 42, a gun. Story 43, if you have a built or project car, it's always good to have a fire extinguisher somewhere. I've seen too many videos of people's dream cars on fire, and they can't do anything. Story 44, an 8-track player. Story 45, a bottle of dehydrated water. Story 46, long ice scraper. Good for winter and doubles as a weapon. I've almost had to use it for that, so it's possible and helpful melee weapon. Story 47, one gas. Story 48, a can of Fix-A-Flat. Story 49, bottle of hot sauce. Story 50, jumper cables. Story 51, AM1919.3 OCal machine gun obviously. Story 52, roadside kit, jumper cables, a power brick to charge phones etc. Story 53, not to out myself as Canadian, but combo snow brush, window scraper long enough to reach the hold of the roof of your vehicle. Clear that shit off before you start driving. Story 54, I was once told the most dangerous thing in a car was the nut behind the steering wheel, so I duly removed it. Imagine my horror when my steering came off whilst driving 11 km/h on the motorway. I was lucky I didn't die. To answer your question, you should never remove the nut behind the steering wheel and should always have one in your car.